So go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. If you want to cross your legs, make sure one is in front of the other and not stacking on top. We'll just start by closing our eyes or lowering our gaze. Start to look inward. Maybe you want to start with paying attention to your breath. Maybe you want to start with a quick body scan. Maybe you want to start with making that spine nice and long, getting space in between each vertebrae. Hands can be placed on your knees, it can be on your hips, it can be at heart center, most comfortable. Let your day melt away from your brain. Any thoughts you have, just let them go by. Tell them you'll come back to them later. They'll always be there. And we'll focus in on that breath. And follow where your breath is going into the body. And it enters into the lungs. Do you have shallow chest breaths? Deep chest breaths or down into your low belly, into your diaphragm. Want to activate that parasympathetic nervous system. You want to inhale into those deep, low belly breaths. You can start at 10, count backwards. One breath for each, or one count for each deep red belly breath. And if you lose track, no worries, just start over at 10. While you're doing those deep, low belly breaths, can you do a quick gut body scan? See if you're holding tension anywhere. Maybe in between your shoulder blades, being your hips, maybe your glutes, maybe your low back. Any place you want to find space, just send your breath there. Your eyes closed. I want you to imagine yourself making a silly face. You can make the face if you'd like. Or you can just imagine yourself making a silly face. Something that's so silly that it actually makes you laugh out loud. Maybe because you're imagining it, you can make it beyond the realm of possibility. You can imagine anything you want. Just something that brings joy to you, something that's silly, something that's maybe a little bit more whimsical. Just hold on to that thought. If it turns scary, let it go. Mine turns scary for some reason. Point is, find something whimsical or joyous. It could be a funny face, it could be a funny posture, it could be a funny pose, a funny attitude. See if you can find a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of joy. Something that maybe isn't so joyful. We'll circle back around. And returning to a normal breath. Go ahead and open your eyes or raise your gaze. We'll start just by lifting the arms above the head, releasing the shoulder blades down the back, making sure the shoulders aren't fighting with the ears. Imagine you have a ball in between your hands. You can feel the pressure of the ball on the outside, just like an energetic ball, or a real ball if you have one. Check in with your forearms, make sure they're nice and straight. From here, we're going to drop one arm down to the side, reaching that opposite arm over top. Again, trying not to eat the ear here. Trying to reach up above. From here, we're going to bring that shoulder down to the knee. Do an exhale, shoulder. Inhale that arm back up into the air. Exhale, shoulder to knee. Inhale back into the air. One more time like that. Exhale down. Nice and deep here, coming back up to the center, exhaling down to the other side, reaching that arm over top, trying not to scrunch the ear here, reaching the hand forward. On our next exhale, we're going to fold forward, bring that shoulder down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down the shoulders. Inhaling back up. Do one more like that. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. We'll bring both arms back up to the top. Bring them down in front of you a little bit. Give your shoulders a little shake out. Give your hips a little shake out. We'll come back to the center. Take your thumbs towards your hips, fingers towards the back of the room. And we're just going to point the chest up to the sky. And then exhale your arms back to the front. We'll do our cartoon cactus, we'll do our big T arms here. Come into our cartoon cactus arms. You can make your biceps here if you'd like. Drop one down for robot arms. We'll do a couple of these, flexing the biceps on each rotation. Your arms are nice and warmed up. You can come back to double bicep curls and then press the walls away from you. Keeping the palms nice and high like this. If you can keep your fingers straight, awesome. If this is painful for you, you can always bend the fingers or make fists. My hands want to stick out like this, so whatever you want to do here, we're just going to rotate the shoulders in the sides. Shoulder sides. Might make a little bit of noise. It might be a little bit creaky. Just waking up those shoulders. Warming up everything in here. Go really extreme with the motion if you'd like. Mine's really starting to burn. Okay, nice big T here. We're going to cross the arms in front, reach the fingertips back behind you, crawl the fingertips back if you'd like. Really hold them here. Inhale, nice deep breath here. Exhale down. Check in with the ribs. Make sure you're not poking them out too far. Inhale, nice big T again, and then exhale, crossing the opposite arm on top, wrapping those fingertips around your shoulder blades if that's available to you, melting those shoulders down the body. Breathing here. Releasing the arms out to a T again. We'll bring them up top. Bring your fingertips together if you'd like. Tuck those ribs in if you're poking out. We're just going to twist from here. A nice gentle twist to the side. Exhale, center. Nice gentle twist to the other side. All right, release those arms down. We're going to bring the legs out in front and give the knees a little shake back and forth. We're going to hug one knee into the chest, nice and tight, placing that foot on the outside of the opposite knee. Knee is as close to our chest as we can make it. We're gonna take the opposite arm as the knee, and we're gonna hook the elbow there, and then stretch to the back of the room. Twist to the back of the room. Nice inhale for a nice long back. Exhale to twist. Inhale, nice long back. Exhale to twist. See if you can find your sit bones grounded here. Maybe you can find space in your hips. On your next exhale, you can come to the other side. Make a little counter twist there. Then you'll release your leg, and we'll switch the crossing of the legs. Again, hug that leg in nice and tight, as close as you can. We'll bring the opposite arm up and hook that elbow over the knee and twist to the back of the room. Bringing out that midsection like it's a rag. Inhaling, nice long back. Exhaling. Twisting to the back of the room. Again, check in with your sit bones, see if you can ground them here, see if you can find any space as you twist. On your next exhale, you can make a nice little counter twist to the opposite side. Give your knees a nice little shake back and forth. And we are going to come onto our shins. From here, you can place the tops of your feet onto the ground. Just sit here with your bum on your heels and see how this makes your thighs feel. So if you're a little sore like me, you can always give yourself a nice little massage here. If this is uncomfortable, you can always come forward, walk your hands forward if you'd like. When you're ready, we're going to walk our fingertips forward a little bit. We're going to tuck those toes under. You can help them if you need to. And you can walk those fingertips back up your legs. If this is uncomfortable for you, then definitely bring your fingers down. I'm going to breathe here for a moment. You ready? We're going to keep those toes tucked under, but we're going to lift the belly button up in space. Pull that belly button forward as much as possible. And adjust your knees if you are more comfortable that way. We're going to start with the right arm. We're going to extend it forward, up into the air, back, and grab onto the right heel. Extend the left arm forward, up and back, and grab onto the left heel. Keeping that belly button pulling forward, and shine your chest up to the ceiling. Make sure you're not crunching in your neck. Your chin is nice, pointed high into the air. From here, you're going to exhale, reaching that left arm forward, releasing that right arm, swinging it all the way front. Release your bum back to your heels for a second. Come forward. We'll come into a tabletop pose at the front of your back. Start with your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We'll gently lift the left arm into the air for a nice gentle twist. Keeping those hips as square as possible, trying to rotate from the midsection. Breathing here. Exhale, thread that arm through the outer edge of the shoulder onto the mat. Extend that opposite arm. Bring that knee back, bring our hand back, press back up into that beautiful. Exhale your arm back down. Give your shoulders a little shake out. We're going to lift that same arm into the air again. We're gonna extend that same leg's arm back behind you. Make sure your knee is in line with your shin, foot, and opposite foot. We're just gonna come into a nice, gentle, supported side plank. Supported side. Breathing here. Exhaling that arm back down, bringing the leg back to your tabletop pose. Bring the opposite arm into the air for a nice gentle twist. Again, keeping those hips as square as possible, twisting from the midsection. Exhaling, threading that arm through, placing the outer edge of the shoulder onto the mat, reaching the opposite arm and leg in either direction. That's available. And you can exhale, bring your hand back, foot back, press your arm back into the air for a twist. Come back into your tabletop pose. Give your hips and shoulder a little shake. We'll re-raise that arm and lift that leg. Swing that leg out. So you're in your supported side plank on the opposite side. Bring the top of the foot down to the mat. Exhaling, releasing that hand back down to the mat. Pressing both feet in back in your tabletop pose. We'll do a nice light cat-cow. Dropping those udders down, shining that chest towards the front of the room, inhaling for cow. A few rounds of breath here, cow. Settling in to an extreme version of the position. We smile here. As you breathe. On your next exhale, press into the mat, grounding in the back. Bringing those toes under and pressing into cat pose. Breathing here, settling into your cat pose. Nodding your head yes, shaking your head no, moving your head I don't know. On your next inhale, you transition into your cow pose. And exhale into your cat. Inhaling for cow. And exhaling for cat. Continue this movement at your own pace. Your own breath. Taking each breath to be. Start to introduce S and C curves your spine. Wake up. Back. Spine. And now go big chaturanga. Back to a child's pose. When you're ready, we'll come back to a nice, sturdy tabletop pose. We'll go ahead and go into leg lifts. Have a prop, certainly bring one back behind your knee, or you can just bring your knee to a right angle and flex your foot. You're going to inhale the leg back behind you. We're going to work on having square hips. Bring that leg up. And exhale the leg back down. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling up. And exhaling. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. One more like that. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. From here, we're going to make sure that prop is nice and sturdy there. We're just going to bring the leg out to the side. Inhaling up the side. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. And exhaling back down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. One more like that. Inhaling up. And exhaling back down. Send your leg out behind you and drop any prop you may have. We're going to hover that foot about an inch or two above the mat. We'll just lift the leg for one. Exhale down. Lifting again for two. Exhale down. Lifting for three. Exhale down. Lifting for four. Exhaling down. Five. Exhaling down. Releasing that leg back to the mat. On to the opposite side. Bringing your block or ball or no prop at all behind your other leg. We'll lift that leg up for leg lifts. To a nice square hips here. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Bringing that leg out to the side. Lifting it nice and high into the air. Exhaling down. Lifting for two. Exhaling down. Lifting three. Exhaling down. Lifting for four. Exhaling down. Lifting up for five. Exhaling back down. Extending that leg back behind you. Hovering that foot an inch or two above the mat. We'll inhale the leg up for one. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more inhaling up and exhaling down. Taking the leg out, bring it back to your tabletop pose. Giving your hips a little shake out back and forth. Maybe do a few tucks and tucking your tailbone and tilting your tailbone, tucks and tilting your tailbone here. You do a little circle with your hips. When you're ready, we can tuck the toes under and press back into downward facing dog. You can pedal out through the hips here, pedal out through the feet, bringing those calves to a nice stretch. When you're ready, we'll inhale the heels into the air, exhale them back down to the mat as close as possible. From here, we're going to exhale and step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. This fold can be as shallow or as deep as you want. Your knees can be bent as deeply or as shallowly as you like. This is your first forward fold, so you can ease into it. Just think about the top of your head reaching down to the ground. It's like your feet are reaching down to the same ground. Make sure you're not collapsing in on those arches. If you can find space in the back of the thigh. Your next inhale, we're going to place the hands on the shins for a nice long flat back. Breathe a few breaths here. You're ready. Exhale to fold forward. And on your next inhale, we'll roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. And you're in a race to see if you can come up the slowest. All right, standing mountain to the front of the mat. Press into all four corners of the feet. Feel all four corners of the feet connecting to the mat. Feeling rooted down into the ground, shooting up from there. You're gonna inhale the arms into the air for Urdhva. From here, imagine that there's a fence or a table or a clothesline that you're about to fold over at your belly button. And you're gonna fold over and just hang over that, whatever you chose, clothesline. And you're just being lifted up the center of your body, while the top and bottom hang down to the ground. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit here. Maybe you fold them deeply. Maybe you just relax your head down to the ground. Maybe grab opposite elbows or your hands onto your back. Whatever you want to do here to relax. Let go. I see you. Play open. Here we're going to gently roll up to stand again. Placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. Slow as molasses coming up to stand. From here, check in with the bottom of your feet, check in with your knees, make sure they're nice and soft, check in with your hips, your shoulders, your jaw, your glutes. We're going to lift our hands above our head in Urdhva Hastasana, and we're going to grab that beach ball above our heads that we have. Feel the tension between the pressing back, because we press all in that air-filled ball. I want to try our best to keep the hips exactly where they are. We're going to twist with this ball in our arms just from the midsection. And then exhale towards the front. I'm going to twist to the other side. Keeping the hips where they are. Just twisting from the midsection here. Exhaling back to the center. Now we're going to bend to the side. Still holding that beach ball. Bend to either side. Pressing both feet into the mat. Feeling that space between your hips and your ribs on your long side. Your next exhale will come back to center. Bend to the opposite side. We'll come back to center. We're gonna let go of that invisible beach ball for a second. It's just gonna hover above our heads because it's magic. And then we are going to bring those arms down to your sides. Again, your thumbs can be towards the front, your fingertips can be towards the back. We're just going to shine that chest forward like we were sitting down before. Or like we were in cow pose. And we're going to bring those arms way back up. Grab that beach ball again. That's been hovering above your head. And this time we're going to fold forward instead of backwards. We're gonna fold, hinging at the hips, hinging at that belly button, bringing that beach ball down with us, pressing it into the ground and pressing down until it pops or disappears or just flies away. Press those hands into the mat. You can have a bend in your knee if that helps, if that's comfortable for you. You're gonna press those hands into the mat, feeling space in the back of the thighs, maybe in your sit bones here. Bring one palm to the center between the feet, maybe about 6 inches forward. We'll lift the other arm into the air. Maybe you're bending one leg a little bit more deeply now, coming into a nice gentle twist here. Exhaling your hand down, switching the position of the hands here, maybe switching the bending of the legs to lift that opposite arm into the air. On your next exhale, you can bring both hands down to the mat. You're folding forward, oozing out from your top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Go ahead and plant the hands here and step back to a plank pose. Feel comfortable in your plank pose. Feel the ground pushing away from you. Take a few breaths here. And on your next exhale, we'll press back to a downward facing. Give your hips a little shake out here. Your head a little nod. Yes, a little shake your head. No. Inhale forward toward plank pose. Go ahead and pull into your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest to chin. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog. Go ahead and press that. 2 down. And on an inhale, we'll lift those heels into the air. Exhale to pull them back down to the mat. Pulling those hips backwards in space. Your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up the stand, placing each vertebrae, excuse me, on top of the previous one. Pardon me, I'll get a drink of water. Let's start by inhaling the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling the hands down to the mat. Inhaling the hands onto the shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling, folding forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Put through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest to chin. And inhaling for a look over, upward facing dog. And pressing back. Down. Inhaling those heels into the air, exhaling to bring them back down to the mat. Pressing those hip bones into the air. On your next exhale, can you hop or step forward? You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Can you fold a little bit more deeply this time, maybe a millimeter more deeply? On your next inhale, place hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Feeling all 4 corners of the feet planted into the ground. We're going to inhale the arms above the head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands and step back for plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Press back. Put down. Breathing here, downward facing dog. Lifting those heels up on your inhale, exhaling them, dragging them back down to the floor. On your next exhale, hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. And here we'll place the hands on the shins for a nice long flat back. Fold forward again. And gently inhale, lifting into a standing, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. Inhaling the arms above the head for Urdhva Sthasana. Let's exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, pass the chins. Mat, inhaling for the lower upward facing dog. Exhale back, go down. Getting in downward facing dog. Once again, we're going to lift those heels on the inhale and exhale back down to the. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward in a forward fold at the front. Your next inhale, we'll place the hands on shins for a nice long flat back. And exhale to fold forward. On your next inhale, we'll gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Can you smile here? While you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. Like a pencils in your mouth kind of smile, like ah. Like a real joy smile. Inhale your arms up into the air for Urdhva Sthasana. Exhale to fold forward with Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chins. Mat, inhale for a look over our upward facing dog. Press back. One last time, inhaling those heels up in your downward facing dog and exhaling them, dragging them back to the ball. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. Go ahead and stand here for a fold in front of the mat. We'll lift the hands onto the shins for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Hi. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. And shake the knees out, shake the hips out. And tuck and tilt the pelvis here. Go left and right. Pelvis. Keeping your knees as steady as possible. We'll do a couple of just belly dancing loops with the hips. Make sure you go in both directions here. And then really get your knees into it and really just go crazy. Other side. Go both directions, either way, both ways. Okay. Can you smile here? A genuine smile, a fake smile, a pencil in your mouth smile, whatever you like. As we inhale, nice big deep breath here. Exhale it all out. We'll inhale the arms above the head for Urdhva Sthasana. Exhale, fold. No. Other people live in the building. All right. Standing in Urdhva Sthasana. Inhale. On your next exhale, we're gonna come into chair pose. You can heel toe your feet together if that's more comfortable for you. And we'll bring the arm, we'll bring that tailbone nice and tucked under. Like we're gonna sit down in a chair. Gonna bring the bent knee and the arms forward. If your heels pop off like mine do, that's okay. Pop off the mat. And then go ahead, exhale here. We'll fold forward, plant the hands. We'll step back to our plank pose. From here, run through your vinyasa, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for the cobra, facing dog, pressing back. Go down. Inhaling the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bending that knee, opening up those hips. Option to lift the arm and drop that leg back behind you. You want to come into rock star pose. Otherwise, just feel the weight of your foot pulling that leg back down behind. On your next inhale, we're going to come back to our three-legged dog. We're going to exhale, swinging that foot forward, helping if you need to. Coming into our low lunge. From here, we're going to drop that back knee down, glue the top of that foot to the mat. You're going to feel a scissoring action between the heel and the knee here. As they try to drag towards each other. Excuse me. From here, we're going to lift the head, neck, and chest off of the leg. Lift the arms into the air. If you'd like to pull that belly button forward and sink a little into that full front leg, you may. From here, you can gaze at your thumbs and a gentle back bend. On your next exhale, we're going to frame that front foot. You're going to take those back toes, tuck them under, lift that back knee off the ground, and then kick it in about 12 inches, whatever you need to do to get both legs onto the mat. You can always grab a block here if you have. Your legs are too long, like mine. You're in this pose. Can you imagine I have a hook in your front hip and you're pulling it back in space? Can you feel a little bit more space, maybe in this back thigh, maybe in your calf, back of your back calf? We're also reaching our forehead towards our chin. Just breathe here. When you're ready, you can remove any props you may have. Bring both feet back so you're back in more plank pose. Here you can run through your vinyasa. You can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for low cobra or upward facing dog, and press back. Go downward facing. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up those hips. Option to drop that leg behind you and lift your arm for a rock star pose. If your leg is just in the air, see if you can feel the weight of your foot kind of pulling down on your leg. On your next inhale, you come back to your three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knee and swing that foot forward. Hold it if you need to. We're going to drop that back knee down. Glue the top of the foot down to the mat. Feel a scissoring action between that heel and knee as they reach towards each other. Inhaling, lift the head, neck, and chest off the mat. You can lift the arms in the air here. Use the thumbs for a gentle back bend. Like to bend into that front thigh a little bit. You certainly can by bringing that belly button forward in space. Exhale to frame that front foot. We're going to tuck those back toes under. Bring that back leg up. Kick it in about 12 to 18 inches. Whatever you need to do to get both heels on the mat. From here, you can imagine I have a big hook and bring this hip backwards in space. Feeling a bit of a pull on the back of this thigh here. Maybe you can feel some space in the back of back calf, right calf. can always grab blocks here if you need to. Place your hands on the ground, no worries. And we're reaching that forehead towards the shin. Ready to remove any props you may have. You can kick both feet back, skewing your downward facing dog. Rolling forward your plank pose, running through your vinyasa or lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back. Back down. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to your forward fold at the front of the mat. Here, we're just gonna gently inhale, lifting that body into the air, putting each vertebrae on top of the previous. Coming into a mountain pose at the front of the mat. Giving your knees a quick shake out here. Okay. All right. Feeling all four corners of the feet pressing into the ground. We're going to inhale the arms into the air for Urdhva. Option to heel toe the feet together as we come down to a chair pose. Exhaling to fold forward, plant your hands on the mat, step back to a plank pose. From here you can run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back down. On your next inhale, we're gonna lift the right leg into the air for three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing your foot forward, help if you need to. We're gonna rotate that back foot down, so we're in a nice, sturdy, low lunge. From our low lunge, we're gonna feel that same action between our heels as they pull towards each other that we did between the knee and the heel before. Inhale to lift that head, neck, and chest off of the mat, off of the leg. Keep that front knee bent forward, hips are square towards the front of the room, and we're inhaling the arms up for warrior one. On your next exhale, bring the hands behind you, interlace your fingers back behind your back, and come down for a humble warrior. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to our warrior one. We'll exhale out to warrior two. From here, we'll take that front palm, reach forward, and then come back to reverse your warrior. Keeping that front knee nice and bent. We'll come back to our warrior two and give that front knee a little break as we come forward and down triangle. You can always grab a block with triangle if you'd like. From here, you can bend that front knee. Just pop that arm onto the legs. And reach your other arm across the top for a side angle pose. On your next exhale, you can windmill those arms out to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to the back. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank pose, running through your vinyasa or lowering your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for low cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing back. Good down dog. Breathing in downward facing dog. We'll lift the left leg into the air like a dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. From here, we're gonna rotate that back heel down. Gonna feel that same pulling motion between the heels that we felt between the knee and the heel. We're gonna inhale the head, neck, and chest off the leg, keeping that front knee bent at that 90-degree angle. We're gonna lift the arms up for warrior one. Keeping those hips square to the front of the room. You smile here. Go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back. Weird them on top this time. Come down to your humble warrior. Big smiles here. Inhaling your arms up into the air for warrior one. Exhaling out for warrior two. Palm up in the air, reaching forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Giving that front knee a nice rest, straightening it out here. Leaning forward and then down for triangle. On your next exhale, go ahead and bend that front knee. Bring your forearm to the thigh and your other arm across for side angle. Go ahead and window those arms down. Frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Come into your plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest down to the mat. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog. Press back to a breathing in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to forward fold to the front of the mat. We're gonna extend. Inhale, we're gently gonna roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the ribs. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. And come into a chair pose and a chair pose twist, so you can set your feet up accordingly. We're gonna tuck that tailbone under, bring that bum down. Bend the knees and bring the arms forward. Exhale the arms to heart center. And we'll place one elbow top of the opposite knee and come into a twist. Placing your elbow against your knee, palms against each other, and really pressing that body into that twist. Bringing it out at the midsection. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center, and we'll exhale to the other side, placing the opposite elbow on the outside of the opposite knee. Pressing those palms together, pressing that elbow against the knee, feeling that bringing out of your spine. On your next exhale, we'll come back to center and fold forward, placing your hands on the mat and stepping back to plank pose. You're ready, you can lower your knees, chest and chin back. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down dog. On your next inhale, you can bring that right leg into the air, really good dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Coming into your nice sturdy low lunge, rotating that back heel down. Pressing back up into your warrior one. Exhaling back down into your humble warrior. Inhaling back up into your warrior one. And exhaling out to your warrior two. Inhaling up to reverse your warrior. Exhaling forward for triangle pose. Inhaling up for warrior two, and exhaling down for side angle pose. From here, we can windmill the arms down, so we're in a wide-legged forward fold at the side of the mat. From here, you can walk your fingertips back behind you to give yourself a little bit more of a deep. Walk your fingertips in front of you. Just gonna gently bend one knee at a time. You can lean to the one side. You can make your knee bends as deep or as gentle as you like. Just kind of warming up the thighs, waking up the thighs. You feel like you've gone side to side enough. Walk those fingertips back to frame that front foot. We'll kick that front foot back, meet the back. Come back into our plank pose. From here, you can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for low cobra up, facing dog. Then press back. Way downward facing. On your next inhale, let's lift the left leg into the air. Really good job. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you want to. From here, we'll rotate that back heel down. Rotate that hip so your hips are nice and square towards the front of the room. We'll lift the chest up for warrior one. On your exhale, we'll come into humble warrior. On your inhale, we'll come back into warrior one. Exhale down to warrior two. Inhale your hands forward and back. Reverse your warrior. Your exhale will straighten up that knee. Come down. Triangle pose. Inhaling back to warrior two. And exhaling down to side. From here, we'll windmill the arms down again. Come into your wide-legged forward fold to the side. From here, we'll heel toe the feet in however close together you want. Come into whatever kind of squat you want. You want your feet to be flat against the ground. Please do. If you want your heels to pop up, certainly can. You can also put a rolled up blanket under your heels for support. On your next exhale, we'll place the hands on the mat. Push that bump back into the air. Make your way over to the mat. We'll come into our plank pose. Look for your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin. Inhaling for low cobra, upward facing dog. Pressing back to a down dog. Nice deep breath and downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can rock or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Here we're going to gently roll up, stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous ones. All right. We're going to come into a few balancing poses. So we're going to do a tree pose. Can't see me, but that's okay. Waking up the bottom of the feet. Just going to kickstand the heel to the ankle. Place the foot against the calf, or bring that heel into the inner thigh. As long as your foot is not touching your knee, you're fine. Place your hands on your hips. Your hands can be heart center, or they can be branches blowing in the breeze. Release your knee, bring your knee forward, release your foot from your leg. Bring your foot in the air, then a little higher, let it go. Give yourself a massage on that standing leg, maybe on the outer muscle there. Then we're gonna wake up all four corners, the opposite foot, and kickstand that heel to the ankle, place that foot against the calf, or press your heel against the internal inner thigh. Just as long as the foot is not touching the knee, you're good. Hands can be at heart center, on your hips, or branches blowing in the breeze. Release your foot from your leg, bring your knee forward, straighten out your leg, lift your foot up, lift a little higher, then let it go. Maybe give a massage to that standing leg. Maybe give your legs a little shake out. We'll come back to mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling those arms up above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale down. Plant your hands, step back. Plank pose. Run through your vinyasa if you'd like. Or lower your knees. Extension that. Inhale for low cobra over facing dog. And press back to a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg into the air for three-legged dog. On your exhale, we're going to come into lizard pose, placing that foot on the outside of the feet. So you got hand, foot. Check in with your hips, make sure you're not way up here. You've got a nice, you're not sinking down either. You have a nice right angle in that knee. Nice strong back leg shooting out behind you like a pin. From here, on your next exhale, push that foot back up into three-legged dog. Inhale here, nice and big. And exhale, bringing that shin forward and setting yourself up for pigeon pose. Make sure that leg is nice and straight back behind you. Giving yourself any support you may need, and then exhaling forward. Come into Nice inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. We'll wiggle your way back to a tabletop pose. Maybe give your hips a little shake out here. Press yourself into your downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Go through your vinyasa. This will be the last. Drop your knees, head, and chest. Inhale for low cobra over. Pressing back to down. Lifting that right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhaling, coming into lizard pose. So you have hand, foot. Coming into a nice right angle on that front knee here. Nice straight pin of your opposite foot back behind you. Breathing here. On your next exhale, push that leg back to a three-legged dog. Nice big inhale here. Just exhale to bring that shin forward. Set yourself up for pigeon pose. Any padding you may need. Exhale down. Inhale, you can lift your head and chest into the air. Wiggle your way back toward tabletop pose. You can a little shake out. Grab a water. Go ahead and lower ourselves down onto the mat and roll onto our backs. Here you can windshield out your legs back and forth. Your feet can be hips width distance apart, or they can be as wide as your mat, whatever you prefer. Windshield wipering out the legs for a moment, and then hugging the knees into the chest nice and tight. And rock back and forth here. You can roll to and fro. Give yourself a low back massage by just bringing your knees into some small circles, backward and forward. Release the knees, feet down to the mat. You're gonna bring the right ankle onto the left knee. Lift that left leg into the air. Make sure both feet are nice and flexed here. You're gonna grab the back of that left thigh and press that right knee away from you with your right elbow. If you're good here, you can stay. If you need to find a spot that's maybe a little bit more sore or stuck that needs your love or attention, just do a nice gentle rock back and forth. Maybe you need to pull the leg a little closer, further away. I'm sure you can find a spot that's deserving of your breath and your attention. Maybe you could tell that spot, just release. You're okay. You're safe. Just let go. Just release. Ready, you can release your hands from your legs. You can bring your feet back down to the mat. And windshield wiper those legs out back and forth again. Time we'll place the opposite ankle on the opposite knee. Bring that leg into the air. Both feet are flexed. Placing the hands around the thigh and pressing that knee away from you with the same elbow as the leg. And if you're happy here, stay. If not, you can pull that leg closer. You can rock back and forth, sway to and fro. Find some place that might need a little bit more stretch, a little more breath. Maybe a place you can tell to release, let go. Release your legs down to the mat. Again, we'll windshield wiper them back and forth. You have a block or a book or anything that you want to place under your sacrum for like a restorative bridge, you certainly can. Might feel really nice for you. You could take like, I don't know, 10 breaths here. If not, if you don't have a prop or you don't want to do a restorative bridge, you'd like to do an active bridge, start with your sacrum on the mat. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, so you can just about graze your fingertips, your heels with your fingertips. We'll tuck that tailbone under, lift the hips into the air, pulling that chest towards the chin. You can bring your shoulder blades beneath you. You can interlace your fingers back behind your back. Get 3 to 5 good breaths. Release your hands, release your shoulder blades, release your spine back down the mat. Windshield wiper your legs out back and forth. When you're ready, you can tuck that tailbone under. Lift those hips into the air. Reach that chest towards the chin. And bring your shoulder blades back behind you and interlace your hands back behind your back. Take 3 to 5 good breaths here. Release your hands, release your shoulders behind you, release your spine back down your back. And you can lift the leg out your knees back and forth. When you're ready for your final active bridge, you can tuck the tailbone under, lift those hips into the air, reach that chest towards the chin. Bring your shoulder blades underneath you and interlace your hands back behind. 3 to 5 good breaths here. Release your hands, release your shoulder blades, release your spine back down to that. Windshield wiper out your legs. And if you are in a restorative bridge, you can remove any props you may have, and windshield wiper out your legs here. Yeah, I'm not in a bridge. We're going to start by bringing our feet together and the knees out to the side. And just clamshell the knees together and release down. Clamshell your knees together, release them down. Clamshell your knees together, release them down. Together, down. One more like that. Together and down. And release your feet from either side. This time we're going to come onto our one hip. Roll onto one side. Use your arms as a pillow. You can use your hands as a pillow. We're just going to do clamshells here. Lifting up one. Exhaling down. Lifting up again, down. Lifting up for 3, down. Lifting up for 4, down. Lifting up for 5, and down. We're gonna roll on to the other side. And 5 clamshells on this side. Again, you can use your arms as a pillow, you can use your hands as a pillow. Just gonna lift the legs up. Try to see if you can still feel the bottoms of the feet, soles. I almost said palms of the feet, the soles of the feet touching. If that's available to you. Once you feel like you've done about 5, then roll onto the back. We'll hug the knees into the chest nice and tight. We're gonna release the left leg down to the mat. We're gonna hug the right leg into the body. Again, you can hold it like a baby, placing your arms on either side. Just grab the outside of the ankle somehow, the outside of the knee somehow, and hug the leg into your chest so that you feel a stretch in your thigh. And release the bottom hand from your ankle and just pull that knee out to the side. Then you can pass that knee into your other hand and bring that knee across your body. The hips don't have to come up. It doesn't have to go very far. Then pass that knee back to your other hand. From here, we're going to bring that leg out to the side a little more. So you can either extend the leg and grab your foot and extend the leg, grab your knee, grab your thigh, whatever you want to do. We're just going to extend that leg out to the side. That's however it's comfortable for you. And then we're going to pass that foot or leg, calf, thigh, whatever you have, pass it to the other hand and just do a nice long-legged stretch this way. Release your foot back down to the mat. You can bring your feet to the mat, give your knees a little windshield wiper back and forth again. Hug them both into the chest, release the right leg down. Hug that left leg into your chest like a baby. Or worse, I don't know. Just hold that into your chest so you feel a nice stretch in the thigh. Not a painful stretch, just a nice stretch. Here we're just gonna open that leg out to the side. And then exhale, cross that leg over the body, big swap what hands in. I'm going to pass that leg back to the same hand as leg. You can grab your, want to extend your leg here or keep your knee bent. You can grab your foot, you can grab your calf, you can grab whatever you want and just stretch your leg out to the side. You can pass that leg, foot, thigh, whatever to your other hand and just reach your leg across your body. On your next exhale, you can release your foot, release your leg back down to the mat. Bring those knees back into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Rock back and forth. Hug them into your chest nice and tight. You're going to drop to one side. Come into a nice gentle twist. Your arms can be out to the side. They can be crouching cactuses. You can have one hand on your knee and one arm outstretched to the side, whatever you prefer. Your gaze could be at the ceiling or over the opposite shoulder. However, that could be a bit intense, so I recommend the ceiling. Next inhale, you can hug your knees back to the center of the chest. Then we'll exhale to the other side. Then you can place your hands on your knees, reach your arm out to the side, hug those arms. However you prefer. Okay, next inhale, you can bring your knees back to center. Hug them into your chest, rock back and forth. You can sway to and fro. You can give yourself a little back massage by making circles with your knees. Make sure you go in both directions. And when you're ready, you can release your back to the mat. I'll go ahead and bring the I did it again. Bring the soles of the feet together. And the legs outstretched in like a lotus position. This is reclining goddess pose. You can hold onto your thighs if you think they need a little bit more support. Breathe here, opening up your hips. Here, bring your knees together, up it if you need to. Hug those knees into your chest again. We're going to come into an inversion, a gentle, nice inversion. If you have a block, you can place it under your sacrum. Bring your legs up that way. Bring your legs up against the wall. Put legs up the wall. You can lift your back up into the air for supported shoulder stand. Whatever you need to do to get your legs in the air for a few minutes. Hello, for a few breaths. Not ready to feed. So that's good. Lower your legs, remove any blocks you may have, any props you may have. We'll hug those knees into the chest and reach for the insides of the soles and come into a happy baby. Rock back and forth here. You can sway to and fro. You can work on reaching your legs out a little longer. You can try to tilt and tuck your pelvis like this. Wherever it is you feel. Three more, you can release your feet from your hands. Release your legs down the mat and come into your final resting pose. Letting all of your hard work seep into your muscles and bones. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Start to make small movements in your fingers and toes. Using roll onto one side, using your arm as a glove. Take one breath from the fetal position. Then using that same slow quality of movement, you can come up to a comfortable seat. Close with one arm. Inhaling for home. And we're going to the center. Inhaling for home. Namaste.